If you have ever tried the Kratky method, or even just started researching it, you probably noticed very quickly that there are a lot of strong opinions about grow mediums. Some people will tell you that you do not need a grow medium at all. Others swear by clay pebbles, rock wool, perlite, Coco Coir, or whatever they have happened to start with first. When you are new to hydroponics, that amount of conflicting advice can be overwhelming, especially when all you want to do is grow a healthy plant without overcomplicating things. In this video, I want to simplify all that. I'm going to walk through the most common grow mediums people use in Kratky Hydroponics, explain what they do well, where they fall short, and then show you what I've found to be the best overall grow medium. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why this medium works so well and why it is especially friendly for beginners. At its core, the Kratky method is one of the simplest forms of hydroponics. It is a passive system, meaning there's no pumps, no air stones, and no electricity required. The plant sits in a net cup above a container of nutrient solution. As the plant grows, it drinks the water level down. This naturally creates an air gap between the roots and the solution, which allows the roots to get oxygen without any mechanical aeration. That simple design is what makes Kratky so appealing. However, even though the system itself is minimal, the grow medium still plays a very important role. The grow medium is not just there to hold the plant in place. It directly affects how much moisture stays near the roots, how much oxygen they can access, how stable the plant is as it grows, and even how forgiving the system is when something does not go perfectly. This is why choosing the right grow medium matters more than most people realize. One of the most common grow mediums people use in hydroponics is clay pebbles, also known as leca. Clay pebbles are popular for good reasons. They are reusable, they do not break down, and they provide excellent airflow, and they are relatively clean and inert. In systems with constant water movement, like deep water culture or flood and drain systems, clay pebbles work extremely well. However, Kratky is a little different. In a Kratky system, especially during the early stages of growth, plants rely on the grow medium to help keep moisture close to the roots until they grow long enough to reach the nutrient solution consistently. Clay pebbles do not hold much water at all, which means seedlings can dry out quickly if the water level drops too fast or if conditions are not perfect. They also do not wick moisture upwards very well, which can make them less forgiving for beginners. Clay pebbles can work in Kratky, but they tend to require more attention and precision than many new growers expect. Rock wool is extremely common in commercial hydroponics and is widely used for starting plants. It has excellent water retention and provides a uniform structure that makes germination predictable and consistent. Rock wool makes transplanting easy and is very convenient for propagation. However, rock wool also comes with drawbacks. It needs to be pH conditioned before use. It tends to stay very wet, and it does not always provide enough airflow for long-term growth in Kratky systems. If the plants are left in rock wool for too long, the roots can become overly saturated, which can limit oxygen access. Rock wool is great for starting plants, but it's not my favorite choice for carrying them all the way to harvest in a passive system like Kratky. Perlite is one of the most underrated grow mediums in hydroponics. It's lightweight, inexpensive, and provides excellent airflow to plant roots. Perlite does not compact, which helps maintain oxygen availability over time. However, perlite on its own does not hold much water. It also floats and can be messy to work with, especially if it's not washed beforehand. In a Kratky system, straight perlite can work, but it tends to dry out near the top of the net cup, particularly during the early stages of growth. That's why perlite performs best when it's paired with another medium that can hold moisture more effectively. After experimenting with all these options, the grow medium that consistently performs the best for Kratky hydroponics is a mix of 70% washed Coco Coir and 30% washed perlite. This combination creates an ideal balance between moisture retention and oxygen availability. Coco Coir is excellent at holding water and wicking moisture upwards, which helps seedlings hydrate even when water levels fluctuate. It also encourages strong root development and is a renewable, sustainable material. On its own, however, Coco Coir can stay too wet and restrict airflow. Adding perlite solves that problem by increasing aeration, preventing compaction, and keeping the root zone oxygen rich. The 70-30 ratio is important because it hits a sweet spot. There is enough Coco Coir to maintain consistent moisture and support early growth. Enough perlite to ensure that roots are never starved of oxygen. This mix is especially forgiving, which makes it perfect for beginners. It works well from seed all the way to harvest, adapts easily as the plant grows and the water levels drop. Washing both the Coco Coir and perlite before use is critical, as it removes excess salt and dust that could otherwise affect nutrient balance or root health. When using this mix, it's important not to pack it down tightly. Keeping the medium loose and fluffy allows roots to move freely and access both air and water. This combination works exceptionally well for leafy greens, herbs, and fast-growing crops like lettuce, basil, spinach, and radishes, which are all ideal candidates for Kratky systems. In the end, Kratky Hydroponics does not have to be complicated. A lot of grow mediums can work, but some are just more reliable than others. If you want something that holds moisture, allows airflow, and supports healthy roots from seed to harvest, a washed mix of 70% Coco Coir and 30% perlite is hard to beat. It makes growing easier, helps avoid common mistakes, and lets you enjoy the process instead of fixing problems. Sometimes simple is really better.